the Tesla team has finally released version 13.2.9, which is a point release coming from 13.2.8. This is specifically for hardware 4, and it's a new update. Release notes are largely the same, but what we're looking for here is looking for any improvements to some of the issues that 13.2.8 had. Now, don't get me wrong, 13.2.8 was incredible and is incredible if you have not gotten this one yet. Does a lot of things great, but it also had some small issues, lane staging, as well as turn on red behavior, adherence to no turn on red, things like that. Small things in the grand scheme of things, but it's still notable things that would warrant a takeover or warrant you to press the brake or disengage or something like that. So looking forward to seeing those. Typically, those types of fixes are not going to be in the release notes. So even though the release notes look the same, those changes might be there. Okay, so this is, again, now at this point in time, should be where everybody should have the latest spring update, 2025.14.x. something, right? This is 2025.14.6, but you should have some version of 2025.14. something, which puts you on the spring update with all the new features. And now from there are going to be new iterations of FSD. If you follow me on X, I kind of alluded to two parts of things that I've became privy to. Can't speak on in great detail. Will not reveal my sources. But one of that is the spring release with all the new features that it releases specifically for the Model S and X, but then also for another FSD version, which again, I'm not going to speak on because they didn't release it. Instead, they released this point update. My guess is that they were late to the party. And as a result of being late, they wanted to release something or get, increment in the right direction. So they released this version. So let's see what happens. Let's get the cameras up and then see what we can see from here. Now, for this one, I believe I'm still in drive, but I'll start from the curb anyway. But I'm going to start from the curb, take a quick drive, see what it looks like. FSD 13 is so good, not perfect, but so good that it's kind of outgrown our regression test path. So I'm no longer going to do the regression test path because it's just outgrown it. It does it so well, so consistently. I haven't had any issues. So we're going to take a different path, someplace we've never been before, just to see what this new build is like. I'm going to go ahead and engage from the shoulder here. Turn signal on. I've got the new turn signal here. Sees an opening and goes for it. I'm going to put the wipers on here. We got a little bit of a light rain. Hopefully it shouldn't impact us, but we'll head off. FSD 13.2.9, hardware 4. See what it can do. Slows down nicely, stages that turn, anticipates the velocity of that car, starts to angle the yoke, and makes a move, which is great. Super smooth, super competent, and really good around curbs. Still has the issue, and I persist this to be the issue, and if you have a Cybertruck, it's even more of an issue, where the data that's used to train these cars for full self driving is for the Model Y, and Model 3 and Model Y form factor. And any deviations from that is what you notice in the behavior of how cars take turns. So Model 3 and Model Y can take turns in one step, one turn of the yoke or the wheel, and they're going to be able to make that turn. SX and more so Cybertruck, they need to make micro adjustments in the turn because it's catering for the Model Y and Model 3, but then it realizes, oh, I'm a Cybertruck, or I'm a Model S, or a Model X, I'm a little wider, and make the adjustments so as to not clip the curb. Now, luckily, we've had no curb issues, knock on carbon fiber, in a long time. I've not even mentioned it. Additionally, we've taken off our 21s and now have the 19-inch wheels on. So that's a little bit less pressure on me having to deal with that. Blind curb, car coming. Steep hill, good job. Good job there, good distance from that curb. So it's been doing a really good job. Again, there's really nothing really wrong with version 13, except for the little issues I noted, lane staging and no turn on red. But then beyond that is just the nag of keeping your eyes on the road and not making adjustments to your navigation, not being able to adjust your radio or your music or whatever the case may be without it yelling at you. And I think what we're going to start to see once June hits and they release their sort of unsupervised robotaxi is increments towards unsupervised, where it gets a little bit more lax and a little bit more lax. Same way that the steering wheel nag kind of went away. Got a little bit more lax, a little bit more lax, and then kind of took it away altogether. So we'll see how quickly they can iterate that to make it a little bit more forgiving, a little bit more enjoyable, because that's going to be the true value of this system outside of people, elderly people, disabilities, things like that. The true value is going to be being able to be productive while you drive or get driven from one place to the next. Good job handling the speed bump. We got 5 in a row here. See if it can make all 5. School bus here shouldn't stop, but if it does, it should adhere. Lots to catch up on just in general with the world of Tesla. I'm not going to jump into all the latest news, but definitely want to keep tabs on where we're going with FSD, both supervised and unsupervised, and the new cars that are coming out. Here's the one that's partially occluded. You can't see the lines. Excellent job. Someone mentioned regressions. You know, hey, it's going to regress a lot because it's a point release. That's not the case. I've noticed that for version 13 specifically, they did a great job of managing regressions. It can take this turn on the innermost one. Creeps out a little bit. The creeping behavior can be a little jarring for people who've never used this before, because it does it pretty aggressively, pretty assertively, I should say, where it creeps out and gets prepared to make a maneuver, but doesn't make it. So that can be the unsettling part where people might tend to get disengaged. I've gotten so used to it, I'm okay with it. I know the window of timing that it needs, so it's all good. But yeah, this is interesting times we're in right now for FSD. A little wide on this turn for my taste. A little wider than normal, so maybe that's a little bit of a regression. Maybe it saw something I did. Maybe it was trying to avoid the potholes. But again, in whole, regressions have been well managed for version 13, where we're not seeing any major regressions from build to build, even the point releases. Is it going to cross over this line? Yes, it will. It can do that. Not advisable, but it can do that. That's consistent from 13.2.8. Good job here. Car was sticking out a little bit, so I had to take a little wide there. So that's not a problem. Getting over assertively into this lane, which is great. So far, it feels just like 2.8. No big noticeable differences. But again, it's going to be hard to get the no turn on red. I'd have to be the first at the light on a no turn on red scenario. That's not easy to plan and map out, especially different times of the day. But if we get it, we'll see what it does. If you're on version 12, because we go between version 12 and version 13 with our S and X, there's a lot to be desired between 12 and 13. And I'm hoping that they're going to also release a point release for version 12 as well. Some of the smoothness that they can get, some of the refinement, and maybe that's what they've been waiting on, a lot of heads down time. Maybe that's what it is. Maybe they're working really hard to optimize for version 12. So when they make the next release, it could be something on par, or maybe hardware 3 gets a version 13 proper light version, maybe 13.1 or something like that. But we'll see. Only time will tell. Only the Tesla team knows. Good job merging here. Staying in this lane. I use this, I gotta say, I know a lot of people say it might be cliche, but I use this like 90% of the time. It makes me such a lazy driver. Um, Running errands, going to the store, Costco, Target, supermarkets, whatever it is, it just makes it so much more relaxing to let this do all the heavy lifting, especially if you go during the rush hour times. Now, again, the true value add is going to be when I can be productive, when I can reply to an email or something like that while that's happening, so I can be productive while the car is doing the heavy lifting. But until then, I'm doing pretty good. I got my first, on version 12, hardware 3, I got my first ping while eating in the car. That's always another value add, to be able to eat on the go. I can do it in this car, no problem. Version 12, for my hardware 3 car, I got a hands not ready to take over. I never saw that in any of the cars, but I got a hands not ready to take over. I guess I had some wrapper or something, sandwich or something I was eating. It was too obstructive to my hands, and it said hands not ready to take over. So it says be attentive, keep your hands on your eyes on the road, but then it gave me the be attentive, hands not ready to take over. I've never saw that before. I couldn't even get a snapshot before it went away, but I got that one. So hardware 3, again, still giving me problems, comparatively speaking. Like if you just know hardware 3, it's going to be great, no problem. But if you know hardware 4 and you know version 13, you know there's going to be some problems, a little bit of a downgrade going from version 13 to version 12, or an upgrade going from 12 to 13. Police officer, maybe, with a Lucid. That'd be interesting to have Lucid police cop cars. That'd be kind of wild. No one would outrun them. This car's creeping over the lane. Good job managing it. Bit of a merge over here. More on the very bumpy side of the road. Probably should be on the left side, but it merges this side, so it's the right decision. The wrong decision is to put the turn signal on here because we were on the straight path. The turn signal should come on the part that needs to merge. No big deal, doesn't hurt anybody, states the intention of the car, but just not quite the right thing to do for the lane that we were in. So again, like these small things, these are small issues, non-critical, non-safety critical issues, not even preferential, just what it, right versus wrong, by the book of driving versus not by the book of driving, that type of thing. With the exception of the lane selection, lane staging, I should say, and no turn on red. Still a problem. But let's see what it does in this version. I've not been able to replicate that at will, but when it happens, it happens, and you got to take over. It's truly incredible to know the level of technology that's on the road in disguise of these cars that, you know, may look a few years old. You know, they may have been around for a while, and now they have technology enabled in them that allows them to do things that newer cars coming off the line cannot do from other brands. Very, very impressive. Whether you want to call this level 2, level 3, whatever it is, this is just a joy to have. And again, cars much more expensive, maybe not more than this one, but the other Model 3s and Model Ys just don't have it, just can't do it, just can't provide that convenience. And I know some people are against it. Oh, you know, I'd rather just drive myself. And you absolutely can. The point is that you have choice. You can choose to drive yourself all the time. You can choose to drive yourself 99.999% of the time. But there may be a small chance where you just don't feel like driving. Whether you just finished a big meal at a dinner, whether you just came back from the movies, whether you're on an important phone call and you want to focus on being on the phone call and having a conversation than driving and navigating your way around. I mean, whatever it is, the point is that you have the choice. And you can use it all the time. You can use it none of the time. You can turn it off. You can subscribe to it. You can unsubscribe to it. That is the future. That is how cars should be. Instead of cars like that BMW where you have to buy this package and that package and this package, and they don't really get better over time. They just kind of stay the same based on when you bought it. And you wind up spending all this money, and then next year they release all new features, all new things, and it kind of leaves you with the FOMO of having to try to buy a new car every year, every model year that comes out, which is not great. That's why I always appreciate Tesla not having model years, but then having to be forced to use model years because of the resale market. So it's like it's not a 2022 Model Y or Model 3. It's just a Model Y or Model 3 that just happened to be produced the year 2023 or 2024. Now, what that includes is whatever features it comes with. No new visualizations as far as I can tell. People are animated the same way. This guy cutting the grass looks like the guy cutting the grass. I did note that in my review of the spring update that the instrument panel camera view for the blind spot is a little bit truncated. So you don't really get to see the details that you would see here versus here. Would love for them to crop from the outside so you see less of the car and see more of what's to the right of you, because that would be the true blind spot of a person, not what's closest to the car, but what's further away into the next lane that's past where their mirror is pointed or where their eye line is for these B-pillars. Should have avoided that. Didn't. That hurt. Much better than the 21s, but it's still painful. Very blind to the right and the left. Big shrubs, big bushes. I don't know why people who live on corners like to put bushes right there. You really can't see. It really obstructs your view. You can go now after this white car. Go for it. I just don't understand it. Every house on the corner, in this area at least, they put big bushes that just obstruct the view and make an accident just waiting to happen. I know some people have issues with the speed profiles. I've not really had any issues. I feel like it goes the appropriate speed. I mean, maybe in certain instances it goes a little too fast in certain areas. This girl's having a good time rolling through that stop sign, laughing all the way through. But I feel like it's been pretty good. I've not really had any real issues of it going too slow. I will make one intervention, and that will be just to raise my air suspension as we approach this very steep drive-through that I'm going to go through. And that'll be it. Not really an intervention, just maybe more of a modification. Just because it's pretty steep. Good job respecting the pedestrians. Going through these odd, random suburban roads with no sidewalks and just gutters. To go through a weird, very blind, high stakes, unprotected left situation. Coming up here, as you see, this car get ready to do it. No median to hang out in, you just kind of have to go if you can see. Just be at the ready. Car is coming from both directions. After this car, I can go for it. Just making sure it can turn. Go now, it's got to get up to speed quickly. Go. Good job. And here's where I'm going to raise my suspension up. Right here. Chose not to go here. That's fine. Truck can go behind us. And we'll go. Here we go. Taking us all the way up. here to this stop sign, or is it gonna, it's turning over here, gonna park in the handicap spot? It's gonna park in the handicap spot. All right, great trip. Not so great in the end. I don't have a handicap placard, so I can't really park here. I will make the U-turn all the way and go back this way. Fun note, I usually come here with Hardware 3. Hardware 3 takes me all the way back here. Maybe because I put the address in and not the actual name of the place, I'm not sure. But yeah, it usually takes me way back here. But all right, we're here at our destination without incident, minus a few speed bumps. But this is effectively, version 13.2.9. Let me know your thoughts in the comments, what you thought about this drive, what you thought about this build so far, if you have it. A lot of new people got added to early access, specifically those in Texas. I don't know that the Cybertruck's performance is going to be the same as any other car's performance on 13.2.9, but if you have a Cybertruck and you have this build, let us know about it in the comments and let me know how it performs over 13.2.8. All right, overall, I think this is pretty good, pretty on par with 13.2.8. No real major noticeable differences here. So it's still uber black. It's still an uber black for me in terms of the drive performance. Again, being able to maneuver around speed bumps, being able to do no turn on red, which I couldn't test, and being able to do right lane selection is what separates it from being top of the line chauffeur status from me. But let me know your thoughts in the comments. And until the next time, enjoy your day. Enjoy your Tesla.